Hey, good morning. Let's go over today's trade plan. So in the overnight session, we saw a breakout continuation move that has pushed ES back up to the previous all-time high at this 29.63 quarter to 65 quarter zone. So in the overnight session, the market has shown much more strength than we even anticipated, and at this point heading into the open, our intermediate term bias is bullish and the short-term bias is neutral bullish. And the only reason that the short-term bias is marked neutral bullish as opposed to straight up bullish is because the market is trading at the previous all-time high, and we've already seen a pretty significant move in the overnight session, so there is potential for profit taking at these higher prices. On the downside, we have pre-market support at 49.5 to 51.5. It's technically an aggressive area of support, but given the level of strength we've seen in the overnight session, buyers can be active there. I would also keep an eye on the 24-hour session VWAP because the market has been trending in the overnight session, and a trending market will usually hold the VWAP. So as long as we continue holding above the VWAP, it tells us that the market is still trending higher. And if we get a decisive break below the VWAP, then it doesn't mean that the market is now all of a sudden bearish, but it would tell us that perhaps the market is now entering more of a consolidation phase and it can now balance at higher prices. Below pre-market support, we have the initial support zone at 43.5 to 46.5 where buyers can be active, followed by a high volume node at 40 to 41, and then the more important area of support is at 34 to 37. That marks the overnight breakout area above the highs from the last couple of days, and if this strength is going to continue, then we want to see the buyers holding ES above 34 to 37. But given the level of strength we've seen in the overnight session, if we're really going to get a push to new all-time highs, ideally the market doesn't put in a large pullback. So if the market is going to push to a fresh all-time high today, then we want to see buyers holding it above even the pre-market support zone. So that's how the market is set up heading into the open, and the challenge is that we've already seen a pretty decent move in the overnight session into the previous all-time high where there could be some profit taking. But at the same time, given the level of strength we've seen, we don't want to step in front of it and start shorting the market until we start to see some pretty clear signs that sellers are stepping in a more significant way. So if in real time we start seeing sustained downside momentum and a clear rejection and failure at this all-time high area, then perhaps we can consider taking shorts. But in this type of very bullish environment driven by the Fed, we don't want to blindly step in front of it because the market could just continue pressing higher and set a fresh all-time high, and in that scenario there is no hard resistance. So that is the plan heading into the open. Let's see how the market responds at the initial resistance zone, and let's see if the buy side can maintain the strength and control that we've seen in the overnight session, and we'll take it from there.